Hello everyone. In this series of MongoDB administration, we are going to understand the replication. So I have created a small document which tells about the replication strategy in the MongoDB. So it would be better that I will share the link of the document in the description of this video. No need to read each and every line. I will just go with the main topic. So in replication we will cover the 3 node replica set. Replica set will consist of 2 secondary and 1 primary. So generally in 3 node replica set, if primary node gets down, then remaining two secondaries, one secondary will be primary, and when the down node which which went down in due to some reason, it will automatically when it comes up, it will automatically rejoins, and when it automatically rejoins, it will capture the op log and will sync the data from the current primary node. So to start with the lab setup, some of the prerequisites would be: there would be 3 nodes. Each node must be communicating with each other. See the inbound rules of this, since the IP of this server are these. So I have opened for this 172.31.0.0 subnet, and outbound and see the outbound rules, so that all the 3 server can communicate with each other. So let's start with the connection. I am connecting the very first server. Let us give name Mongo1. Now create a new window. Connect second server. Tutorial Mongo2. Connect third server. All the 3 servers are now connected. To identify the servers, I am just giving the name here, so that when I will come on the new terminal, I can easily identify with the names. So this is Mongo2, this is Mongo1, and this is Mongo1, Mongo3 and Mongo2. Okay, let's clear this. Mongo1. So let's start. So since we have this server, we can ping the, or else we can check are the servers communicating with each other or not. I am just trying to ping server 2 from the server 1. So this is Mongo1. I am pinging server 2, which is 9. So you can see I am able to communicate with the server 2. Similarly, From 2 I am checking server 3. I am able to communicate. So all the three servers are able to communicate with each other. So very first step, let's see whether Mongo instance is running or not. So here you can check the status of the MongoDB from the first server. It is saying it is running. Okay. So for set up the replication, we will first I am just adding the steps here. Okay, remember this replication setup we are creating in the case where we have not enabled authorization, means you will able to connect the database without user and password. And this in the next video, in the next playlist, I will create the replication setup where db password and some keys will be required to create replication, and definitely you will be able to connect MongoDB with your user ID and password. So step 1, check MongoDB service is running or not on each server using this command. Okay, now we have to go to the configuration file. uh, One thing more, I would recommend to do this. Just go to this, because after starting your server, the configuration of this file get changed. So add here so that you can connect over the public IP. Now if I will ping Google, it will get result. Sorry. Okay. Step 2, make sure you are able to ping 8.8.8. If not, add namespace name server 8.8.8.8 in this one using step 3. The same step you have to perform on each server. Now you have to go to the MongoDB configuration file, that is this. Okay, so you have to change something here. So since this is server 1, if since you are communicating with different servers with different IPs, you cannot just use the local host here. You have to edit this and you have to use the actual IP of the server, that is this. So make this here. Since we have not initiated the authorization, it will remain same. In replication you have to make this. You can make sure you have two spaces, 1 2, and you can give as replica set name. Here a replica set name is provided, replica set name configuration in MongoDB. You will get the configuration name here in the configuration file. Let me see for the configuration file. The configuration file, somewhere it should be there. Yes, let's copy this. I have binded the IP. Replica set name has been given. Now you have to save this. Now you have to stop the MongoDB instance. Now start, so that it will read the updated MongoDB configuration file. Now check this status. Now it is running. Now you have to connect. When you connect this using Mongo SH, it will not connect, because you have, it will use the local host, but you have omitted the local host and used the private IP of the system. You have to use here the IP of the server. So Mongo SH host server is this one. Now we are in the database. Let it be the MongoDB 1. Now we will perform the same step in MongoDB 2. Make sure that we perform the same step in the server 2. Let's check whether MongoDB service is enabled, started or not. it is running. Now we will just configure this. Name server it is showing the permission denied. Okay, let's check with the root user. Yes, it allowed to edit the configuration file. Now we will go to MongoDB configuration file using the command. Let me add here. So I have already binded the IP here in 2 and MongoDB 3 server. So let's get back from here. Now from any of the server, let's say let's select primary one, that is MongoDB one. It is not primary, I'm just saying for the sake of convenience. Let's say we want to make this one primary. Also first check whether MongoDB is running on this instance or not. Also check the configuration file. Whether the port is binded. Yes, port is binded. Replica set name is there. Okay, now we can go for the so let's check whether MongoDB is running here or not. Since it is not connected, check the status on third server. Here it is saying inactive or dead. So we will start the MongoDB service. And we will connect using Mongo SH. Now server is connected. We can leave from here. Now we will clear. To understand, I am just giving MongoDB 1, clearing this 2, MongoDB 2, 3. So now for configuration, there are some steps you have to follow. That since we have id we have made here rs0. So we'll copy this and paste here in MongoDB 1. This command you have to execute in the MongoDB, not in the operating system. So I will connect the MongoDB instance. Now I will copy the initiate command. Here in id is the replica set id, which we have given the name in the configuration file. Here the host is the server IP of all the servers. So this command will initiate the replication. It is saying okay. Now we will exit. Now we will again connect to this server. Now you can see this server is primary. Now again let's connect on the MongoDB server 2. This is server 2. Now you can see it is secondary. Now let's connect MongoDB 3. It will also be secondary. Here is secondary. Now let's start inserting or checking whether the replica is working or not. So dbs, we have these 3 db. Now let's check here. We have 3 databases. Check here also. Three databases. Now let's create db collection name movies, use movies. Let's create one database. Now in this db, let's say we are creating collection movie name. Let's start inserting one name. Okay, one document inserted and one database made here. Now let's test on this secondary whether it is replicated or not. So dbs, now you can see the database movie has been replicated here also. Let's check collection also. why it is collection is not valid argument for. Okay, we are in the database movies. It should give the movie collection name, that is movie name. Earlier we were just writing the incorrect spelling, so it was giving the error. Now tb dot movie name dot find, let's find the document here. So yes, the same has been replicated. So this was the replication setup. Now clear exit. Now let's test the failover. So the thing we need to understand is when the primary node gets down, there is method of election of new primary. Since we are using the three nodes, and when one node goes down, the remaining two nodes will hold an election to determine a new primary. And remember that there must be two nodes in the replica set that must be on or that must be running. And if only one node is running, then and before the uh, disaster the running node was primary, then it is okay. But if the node was not primary and it was secondary, then it will remain the secondary. In fact, a single node also can also become the secondary if the other two nodes goes down. So a majority of 2 is required to successful election. We will test the scenario with the current setup. So when secondary node comes up, it will continue. When the node that went down comes up, it will start the syncing with the using op log. Now when the secondary nodes will continue operations, the new elected primary will handle all write operations. The remaining secondary node will continue replicating data from the new primary. Now another thing to discuss is, yes, failover process. Now let's start failover. This is MongoDB 1. We will connect database. It is primary here. Connect database here. It is secondary here. It is secondary here. Now failover. Failover means we are going to shut down this DB instance. So we'll stop this. Now we will go to the secondary instance and let's check whether, yes, it is become now primary. As soon as this instance went down, the secondary converted into the primary. Let's check other one. It remains secondary because primary has already been elected. It's secondary. Now I will connect to Mongo SH. It will be down network here. Now the thing I was saying that at least two members should be there for the election. A majority of two out of three is required for a successful election. So let's understand with the example. So now we have two nodes. What if one node will get down? So make this node also down. This primary. Will it become primary or will it remain secondary? Here the MongoDB server has been stopped, and we are checking whether the third node has been elected as primary or not. It is still second, it is not elected because at least two nodes is required to elect for the primary. Now let's start this. Now let's connect the instance. Here it is secondary, here it would be primary. Now here it is primary. So this is the concept of replication. I will attach the document here. This is very explained document. You will be reading this document by doing one by one step. It will be easy for you. And another thing, let me check. Okay, yes, remember one thing. Automatic fail in automatic there would be always automatic rejoining of the replica node, and after rejoining, the automatic sync will be happen. No, no need to just copying the data from here and there. It will just select all the missing data from the primary node, and make sure this happens when the op log remains there. In the database of primary, there is op log from which the secondary node copies the data. If and op log has some fixed size, so make sure you have the proper size of op log, because if your secondary nodes go down for a long time, for say you have downtime of 24 hours one day, and in 24 hours your op log of the primary gets full, then it will be overwritten by new log, since it is a capped collection. Op log is capped collection. Op log has fixed size, and older entries are automatically overwritten with the op log is full. Now when secondary nodes come up and it will search for op log, then it will not get sync. Now at that time the initial sync will happen. You have to sync all the thing. Here I have written that. Yes, initial sync occurs automatically when you add new second. Now you have to just remove that replica, and now you have to add. Now that will just perform the initial sync, and that will copy the data as well as the remaining op log. So this very descriptive document, you will get each and every idea of the replication. We are done with the replication setup. So yes, wait, one thing more, let me check. We have rejoined the nodes, sync occurred, automatic failover process. Heartbeat mechanism, you can read this. Yes, arbiter. Okay, no need of this arbiter in the setup, because it is advisable to go for only the data nodes in the replica set. Let's check. This command is used to check the status of the replica set. You can use any on the any one, so it will members, secondary, primary. Since we are on with only two node, it is giving the one primary, that is at 92. This one is primary 92, and this one 9. This is secondary, and this one is not reachable or healthy. So this is giving the status. Okay, this thing I will cover in the next video, where you can just manually choose which node should be primary, which node should be secondary. Okay, so okay, and in next video also I will let you know how to just remove the replication totally. So thanks for watching this video.